Hello again and welcome to our latest monthly update, this time covering figures for the month of June 2013. And for the second consecutive month, we welcomed a record number of overseas visitors to Britain during the month of June, a 12% increase on a year ago. Equally, the amount spent by those visitors was also a record for June, increasing by 13% on June last year. However, it is worth noting that June 2012 was somewhat depressed due to the 2 bank holidays that fell during that month. Now, the June just passed was one of those rare months where we saw very strong increases in trips for all of the major journey purpose categories. Indeed, it was a record month for holiday visits with 1.2 million, and continuing to recover, it was a record month for business visits with 0.7 million. Although not a record, the number of trips to see friends and relatives also increased at very nearly 10%. So if we look at the rolling year to June 2013, we saw 31.6 million visits from overseas. And for the first time in more than 4 years, we can now say that on average, one visitor is arriving every second of every day of the year. In terms of how much those visitors have spent during the past 12 months, that now stands at a record £19.5 billion. Now let's take a look at how visitors to Britain from overseas booked their trips during 2012. And you can find much more on this on our website, VisitBritain.org. Well, the answer is very clearly that the majority of visitors from overseas are booking their trip directly with the carrier and on the internet. However, for those visitors who are booking their trip through a travel agent, there's much more of a mix, with a large proportion booking online, but substantial numbers booking face-to-face or over the telephone. A very similar picture emerges when we look at how paid-for accommodation is being booked here in Britain by visitors from overseas. Most visitors, they book their accommodation directly with the provider, and they tend to do that on the internet. Although once again, we do see that the travel agent still has a role to play with those travel agents receiving bookings both online, face-to-face and over the phone. Next time, we'll have provisional figures for the month of July, and we'll also have a look at what overseas visitors do in different parts of Britain. So until then, bye-bye.